Good morning. Welcome to Destination Freedom. Today is July 11th, 2022, and we are going to emancipate ourselves, are we not? We're going to emancipate ourselves from every bit of compliance that is inappropriate, including all taxation. Taxation is totally unnecessary. It's a ruse, a complete ruse, built on the idea that we are to contribute to the good of the whole. We are contributing to the good of all. And when we do things in our passion, what we want to do, then we are contributing the purity of the essence of our creativity. When we are being stolen from, and that of course creates a negative environment. So in this vlogcast, or whatever you want to call it, we're going to focus on what we want. There's wonderful, amazing people who are covering what is happening outside of the regular news. And what I want to offer, and my concern is, if we're continually looking at what horrible thing that can happen, what horrible thing is happen, what those bad guys are doing, it's kind of like we are manifesting that part of the reality to come towards us. So in this little segment here, this is where we're thinking about what we want and what it's going to feel like primarily. What will it feel like when we go down the street and we are buying things from people who actually want to be there or make the things that they are doing? We're likely going to see a resurgence of homemade and handmade and well-made items. We're looking at increasing our food supply. So when we are in freedom, we're calling freedom as our social order, just like we say, oh, we're in democracy. Well, are we? Of course we say that, but we aren't in it because our elected people aren't doing what we say. And we know the whole problem with corporatism. We see that even though they have the power to tax us, even though they have all the methods to do so, they have not designed our economy for peace and prosperity, health and well-being. So this is what we want. We want peace and prosperity, health and well-being, the freedom to follow our passions, and the freedom to associate and do all the things we need to do without crossing some manifested weird line that is a law. So we want emancipation from the system that we have, and we want to have it in a way that's durable. So if we have an evolution, we're in a better place than if we have a revolution, knowing that when we have a revolution, we just come right back to where we're going to be. So do we need leaders? Is freedom an anarchy? No, it is not anarchy. Freedom has an order. It has a social method for harmony to happen. So imagine like beehives. There's different roles, and they have their roles of the bees and the worker bees and the builder bees and the queen bees and so on and so forth. We do as well. So we will operate with natural law that we do unto others as we wish others do unto us. I think I explained how we do a judicial system last time. And this time, I'm just generally talking because I'm kind of putting it on you out there to spend your time, some of it, investing in the feeling of what it will be like when we're not enslaving swaths of people to make stupid, plastic, idiotic shit to buy, and to let go of any of that fear that if we didn't have people enslaved, that you wouldn't get your needs met. No, you will get your needs met in a far more wholesome, profound, beautiful, expansive way. You will get your clothes made. You will have your food grown. You will contribute the thing that you can do and you want to learn to do much better when we're in freedom. Now, I've spoken a little bit about the cornerstones of freedom, and I've tried to make it out so you can conceptualize it, because in our current social order, we have the democratic republic, we have an educational system, a justice system, and we also have a dog at the door. Hold on. We have a banking system, a credit system, a monetary system that isn't really understood by all the way it should be on purpose by the ones who control it. We have corporatism, corporations. Okay, we have all these things now. In freedom, we're gonna have a method of justice, and where we have these circles that come up with solutions, concentrically larger circles to the third, where the outcome is given. You can't appeal and so forth, and they decide what the outcome will be. And then we're going to have we are going to have education. We're going to look at it in a different way. We're going to look at it like education starts at the beginning of life and goes all the way through life, probably beyond. And that is going to be important for society to support. We're going to have a method of monetary exchange for the time being until everybody gets it, that whenever you put a numerical value on passion, whenever you say this passion is more valuable than this one has this skill is more valuable than that one, then you're creating the environment for classism and for enslavement, because certain people will become just by virtue of their talents more um, richer than others, because we've evaluated passion differently for different people. So it's not exactly like time banking, because when we circulate money to empower our passions, we will nonetheless have people who become living treasures. So what we're doing in freedom is we're taking out money as personal power, as authority over others. So we don't want greed to rule the show, to run the show. We don't want greedy people to force other people to do their will. We don't want to externalize our authority. Nonetheless, we will have leaders. We will have people, respected people. We will have living treasures. We will have people who are have more wealth than others. However, we will empower everybody to do their passion, even if their passion seems odd, as long as it's peaceful. Of course, we're not going to empower people to build biolabs and all the other stuff that profiteering is leading us to. So, yes, we will have prosperity, but we won't have profiteering per se. And we can have enormous prosperity, but it will be a prosperity for people who are being rewarded by society for the gifts they're giving to society, rather than people who are being obeyed because They're using their money as leverage, as, oh, you have to work, and here I'll give you a little bit more money to do what I say type thing. So, spend some time in the feeling of what that will feel like in everybody. Spend a little bit of time doing that. That's very important for us to do so that we can change the vibrational reality, because in essence, as we all know, we are simply vibrations. We are spirits having a physical experience, and we want to have a better physical experience. And everything is crumbling down right now. The systems are crumbling down. That's okay. Let's think about what we want to build it into. Many people want to rebuild the system according to 1776. They want to reestablish the Constitution, and representatives and new representatives. And I think here is where Einstein has something to say, and he says, the definition of insanity is to doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. So I, for one, don't want to do things the way we have been doing it for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of people who are too much in the background when we have elected individuals making laws. There's no reason to make so many laws. We can, in our emancipation, we emancipate ourselves from these statutes and laws, and we begin to behave as natural, whole humans do, which is in a caring way for one another. And if we have a problem that somebody else is doing, if we think they're doing the wrong thing or they have done the wrong thing, then we deal with it in our the methods of justice through the circle system with the law of love, where the circles ask what is the most loving outcome. In our education, as I said, we have all life learning. So we support those who want to learn anything they want to learn. And as the children are small, we give them the rubrics of the foundations, the tools to learn more, the multiplication tables, the spelling, all those things that they need. And we do it in the fun way through song and so on and so forth. And then when they begin to seek certain types of learning, even if it's sitting out in nature, this is what we encourage in each of us, because we each are unique sparks. And this compliance bullshit, where you've got to sit, the kids have got to sit in a little chair and otherwise they get Ritalin or whatever, is, excuse my French, totally messed up. So, and this idea that, oh, you get educated for a certain skill or a certain career, and then all you do is function in that career to make money, that's also messed up. That's not natural. And so and thirdly, the idea that education is putting information into a vase, like the person is a vessel and you've got to put it in. No, we seek wisdom together. We get wisdom from other beings, the beings that grow, the animals, all these things. It's not necessarily that we only get wisdom from a professor who can then assess how much wisdom we have, and therefore we are categorized, and we are limited, and some of us giving credentials and others not. No, we give each other certain rating systems, which we're totally familiar with through our experiences with eBay, Amazon, so forth, to measure what we're offering to, and as those who are doing really good work in whatever their field, they are going to have testimonials and ratings to prove it. So all of this will happen. The money is passion. We circulate money to encourage our passions. And as we circulate money, in the absence of credit or loan, so we're not circulating it that you have to pay it back. We're circulating it and it stays in circulation. There's no interest demand. And even the Bible will tell you we're not to do that. So let's not do it. Let's circulate money, put it in circulation for the passions that we want to create. And those passions will be what transforms America. We'll have people who are passionate about every good thing that needs to happen. They'll want to learn and do. Our whole place will be beautiful. And in the meantime, uh, we need to look at how we're going to get to a place where we can circulate the means of exchange. Of course, we have Bitcoin. Of course, we have Ethereum. Of course, we have time trade. Of course, we have alternative currencies. And of course, we have the dollar system, which right now, of course, is failing. And I won't get into the history of how phony and false the fiat dollar system is. But essentially, we agree to accept dollars, and the government says we have to pay in dollars. Now, here is what I want you to think about if you're a business owner. I want you to think about how we need private membership association. Now, I'm establishing one called the Shepherds of Freedom, a private contracting association, because within a private contracting association, we can set our own rules to do the things we want to do without the limitations or the hindrances or the interventions of the myriad of regulations that we have. So what I see is the path to get to freedom is to have these private contracting associations, so that we the people can do the business that we need to, and circulate what we need to in order to do the business. The one I'm working on with the team is called Shepherds of Freedom. There are others, and if you are a business, think about and learn about what a private contracting association is, and learn about how to make your business, take your business from being a corporation, if you have a corporation, because corporations, this legal corpse to hide behind and to shield, is the dearth. It is the death of. I mean, it has killed our freedoms. It just has. And in freedom, we're not going to be needing those legal shields. We're going to be taking responsibility for the things we make and do, and corporations will be a thing of the past. I think I've spent up my 10 minutes, and I don't want to make these too long. So thank you for joining me, and remember, make sure you spend mental time as you're going to sleep, thinking, and go to sleep and think exactly what you do want, rather than all the problems that you do have. Make sure you're focusing on all the loving times you've had with all the people, rather than putting out fighting and conflict. Because fighting and conflict, all these patriots are saying, let's fight this, let's fight that. Do we really want that? No, we're fighting for peace. So let's just focus on our peace and prosperity, at least for part of the time, while we're defending ourselves against the insanity and the horrific depopulation, and the strategies of those who have really lost their human quality. Okay, thank you for joining me. Bye for now.